Alright, hello guys, how's it going? In today's video we're going to be talking once again about that upcoming heat wave with extreme heat, especially for the upper Midwest, Great Lakes, and the northeastern United States. Now before I get started with this video though, I would ask that you do subscribe if you do like weather related content, and also make sure to share this video with your friends, family, and social media. Now, I would also like to invite you to join our very exciting Discord and our very exciting Facebook group down below in the pinned comment down below. Now, for today's comment of the day, I want to know, what is the hottest temperature you've experienced so far this year? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be picking one of those for tomorrow's video. Also, be sure to mention your location. Alright, now we're taking a look at our Cfs Weekly Forecast. So this one's going to be from the 2nd of July, which is the day I'm making this video, through the 9th of July. And as you can see, we're expecting some below average temperatures there for the west coast of the United States, followed by some above normal temperatures basically for the entire central and eastern United States. Now, especially the further north you go, the warmer it's gonna get, where we see those pinks and kind of, I'd say, deeper red shades. That's where we're looking at warmer and warmer compared to normal conditions. That's probably where we have about 5 to 9 degrees above average Celsius, which is far above average for a 1 week period. So definitely going to be looking at some much above normal temperatures up there. And you might be wondering, why are you calling this a massive heat wave? Well, I'm going to be answering that question on the next frame as we move on. Alright, now as we take a look at week 2 here, this is going to be from the 9th through the 16th. And you're probably wondering why I call it massive. And the reason is because, well, one, we have a very large swath of the United States experiencing this heat wave. And secondly, it's going to be taking over at least 1 or 2 weeks of a time period. That's far, far greater than the amount of time required for a heat wave. We only need 3 days with 90s plus for it to be considered a heat wave, and we are going to have many, many more days in a much more widespread region than the requirements there to be considered a heat wave. So this is going to be a massive, major heat wave actually, and you can see all the way from the Great Plains through the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, upper Midwest, and into the northeastern United States especially. We are still dealing with these much above normal conditions. And you might be wondering, hasn't it cooled down a little bit because we were seeing those pink shades and now we're not? Here's the thing, this is an ensemble model, and what that means is there's 4 models, and this takes over 12 separate runs, and it combines all of those things. So what happens is the further on you go, the less consistent it gets, which means it usually comes back down closer to normal as you move forward. So we're going to see that happen, but to see this deep of reds already on the 2nd week is actually pretty extreme, to say the least. Alright, now let's go ahead and take a look at week 3 real quick, and you can see it's basically the same regions, just a little bit more moderated like I said before. So again, as time moves forward, it will be closer to normal. And then week 4 here, which is the 23rd through the 30th of July, you can see actually it looks like the warmest temperatures are out west. So there might be some relief coming at the end of the month, but the first half of this month is going to be extremely hot compared to normal. Alright, now we're about to move on. We're going to take a look at our Cfs ensemble model, and we are going to take it day by day for at least the first half of the month. Alright, and here we are taking a look at July 2nd, which is today, and you can see much below normal temperatures there for the western United States. Again, that's a classic negative P&A pattern. I've been talking about this for about a week now. This really encourages warmer than normal conditions in the eastern and central United States, and sure enough, you do see that happening. The further south you go, it actually looks mostly normal. Some blues, some light yellows, really just closer to normal in general. But the further north you go, you can see the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, the northeastern United States. We have much above normal conditions, and that's why I kind of have the heat wave centered over the Midwest, the Great Lakes, the Ohio Valley, and the northeastern United States. Alright, now let's move towards tomorrow, which is going to be Friday, July 3rd, and as you can see, we still have those reds up there for the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, and most of the northeastern United States, although you can see some blues there for New Hampshire, Maine, and Massachusetts, but that's a pretty small area there. The further south you go, the closer to normal. Once again, we see some blues, some reds, but really the hottest temperatures are probably going to be over Texas and Oklahoma, and then maybe the southeast there, where it doesn't have to be much above average to go really high into the 90s actually. Let's move towards Saturday, and you can see it's a lot of the same story, except we're warming up for a lot of regions like Montana, Wyoming, the Dakotas, Nebraska, and the Great Lakes. We're still dealing with those much deeper reds. Again, this is an ensemble model, so we're going to see it come a lot closer to normal as time moves on. But I'd also like to draw your attention to the West Coast, where we still have some below average temperatures, indicating that our negative PNA is still in place. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to move on towards Sunday and just keep taking it day by day for the rest of the video. At the end, we'll take a look at what NOAA has to say and also take a look at our July temperature forecast and just compare it to what we're looking at now. All right, and here we are taking a look at Sunday, July 5th, and again, still the below average temperatures out west, and still the above normal temperatures for the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, the northeastern United States, the Ohio Valley, and some of the Appalachian Mountains as well there for West Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, areas like that. The southeast is getting a little bit of an area of below average temperatures, and actually we've been seeing this for the past month or so as well, where we start to see the below average temperatures dig down to the south. And I know you guys probably don't feel like it's been the case because it's been very close to normal, and your normal temperature is very, very hot down there for the southeast, so it's probably not been too noticeable. All right, now by Monday, July 6th, you can see still below average temperatures for the west, and the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, the Ohio Valley, the Northeast, still dealing with that heat wave, and then the southeast is cooling down even further, probably even noticeable by this point. We're probably in the lower 80s for a lot of these regions, so probably a very nice, pleasant cool down that's going to be occurring here by Monday, July 6th. Let's move to the 7th, and as you can see, that heat wave continues to build in for the Great Lakes, the Ohio Valley, and the Northeast. Our negative PNA builds in. We see further below average temperatures, and we still see those below average temperatures down for the Southeast. Let's move towards the 8th, and you can see it's a lot of the same story. Even further below average temperatures for the West Coast, which is going to mean even further above normal temperatures for the central and eastern United States, with the exception of the Southeast there. Again, as we see, we do have those negative anomalies there setting up. But that heat wave is still just continuous there for the Great Plains, the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, the Ohio Valley, and the northeastern United States, where we're still dealing with 4 to 8 degrees above average Celsius, which is far above normal. And we've seen it for, I think, 6 days in a row by this time, which is twice the amount you need to be considered a heat wave. Upper 80s and 90s are going to be widespread, definitely. All right, now what we're going to do is we're just going to move on towards the 9th, 10th, 11th, just keep moving on, and then we're going to take a look at what NOAA has to say as far as their 6 to 10 day outlook and their 8 to 14 day outlook. And again, we're going to review our temperature forecast for July and just compare it to these things as well. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at Thursday, July 9th. You can see a lot of the same story. Below average in the west. Central and eastern United States, especially the further north you go, are above normal with our heat wave setting up. And then we see the below average temperatures there for the southeast. As you see, by the time we're at July 10th, it's a lot of the same story. So we're not going to take a look at this very much. So let's go to move on to the 11th. And you can see this one's an interesting one because we see those negative anomalies kind of clear out for the southeast. And we start to see some above average temperatures set up again on this model. So the closer we get to the middle of the month, the hotter it's going to get in the southeast, apparently. But it's going to have cooled down a little bit here for the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes. So that heat is going to kind of transfer south. Again, still dealing with the cool down there for the western United States. All right, now let's go ahead and move on and take a look at what NOAA has to say. Here's their 6 to 10 day outlook. So this is going to be for the 7th through the 11th. And again, they're eyeballing that negative area there for the northwestern United States. That's our negative PNA. So they're on board. They see the neutral conditions down there for the southeast. So they're seeing what I'm seeing as far as closer to normal the further south you go. And then they have the South Central, Great Plains, Upper Midwest, Great Lakes, and the Ohio Valley in the far above normal conditions, as well as the northeastern United States approaching those above normal conditions as well. So they are definitely on board with everything I've said in this video. Let's also take a look at the 8 to 14 day outlook, which is the 9th through the 15th. Again, we still see those negative anomalies up there for the northwest. They see the negative anomalies down there for the southeast kind of clear out, but it is a little bit closer to normal. And then we see most of the heat wave is over actually the Great Plains in the South Central United States, but they still have the above normal temperatures up there for the Upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, the Ohio Valley, and the Northeastern United States as well. All right, now let's quickly recap my July temperature forecast that I uploaded yesterday, actually. You can check that video out. That was yesterday's upload. I highly recommend it. I love doing the monthly forecasts. And as you can see, the temperature forecast has the below average temperatures for the northwestern United States with equal chances there for the Rockies and areas like the Four Corner states. And then we have above normal conditions there for the central and eastern United States. But the further north you go, the more above average it is. So I think at least the first half is going to play out like this. And I also think it's very likely that we also see a lot of the second half of the month play out like this as well. That's why I definitely have my forecast appearing this way. All right, now for today's comment of the day, I asked you guys, how many thunderstorms have you had so far this year? And Tom Adams said 8 good ones in the middle of Michigan. And that's more than I've had here in Virginia. I had 3 yesterday, actually. 3 separate thunderstorms hit, which was very interesting. But that only brings my grand total up to 5. We've had a very, lack of thunderstorms so far this year here in Virginia. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Again, be sure to share it with your friends, family, and social media. I will see you guys in the next video.